Overall, we had a pretty wild day, I would say. So we opened pretty red, obviously, down here. And then we had that huge morning pump. We had a $3 candle come in within about a minute. That was pretty wild. And then we hit that peak right there around the 387 range, and then from there we just dumped. People thought it was an unexpected dump, but when you looked at the details of when it happened, there was a release of the Atlanta Fed's GDP now forecast, and I basically said that the GDP was going to be even better than expected. And most people are like, well, the GDP is going to be good. That's good, right? Well, yes, it is good for the economy, but remember, the stronger the economy is and the workforce is, the harder the Fed can go. So people will say now, well, the economy is getting better, inflation's not getting better. That means the rate hikes haven't worked, and we might actually have to go harder on the rate hikes. So here we are now. We are in this nice rising wedge right here. We did break the line. I'll get rid of that one. So we're in this nice rising wedge right here. Thing to keep in mind here is that we're in this bull channel, and I'm kind of looking at a similar setup that happened right here. We had a big move up, and then we kind of put an inside doji day in, and then we started selling off. I think we're more in this area right here. Overall, key support remains right here at 381.6, and then from there I want to see what we do at 378. This right here is a key range. If tomorrow we can hold this level, then we're going to be bullish going forward. However, once we lose this level, then I'm looking for downside. So the interesting thing to think about today is that Microsoft and Google, Microsoft closed down almost 8%, and Google closed down almost 10%. However, even when those were super red this morning, the markets were ripping. So that's kind of interesting that tech didn't even kill the market today. So tonight we had Meta, which Meta was down like 25% at some point. Let's see, 24% at close. That's a big drop. So the thought is, now that Meta missed, that's one, two, three of the biggest companies in SPY have missed, and then Tesla did technically beat, but it missed revenue. Tomorrow night we have Apple and Amazon. Friday could be a very interesting and very red day, possibly. So the thing to keep in mind is that basically 385 and 378.9 are our key levels. I'm looking for this doji to bring a drop tomorrow, personally. Looking at futures, so I was kind of looking at this. We have this rising wedge. We did break the rising wedge support, and I said we are here. And if we are here, you can see we actually came up and tested that level. So I actually wouldn't be surprised to see 3870 touched overnight or tomorrow morning, and then see a retrace from there. Something to keep in mind is tomorrow morning is the GDP reading, and we have a jobs report. Those are two things that could definitely cause a sell-off if they come in, especially after Meta. So I think tomorrow's morning will be kind of interesting, to say the least. Key resistance remain here at 3870, and then key support is right down here at 3805. Looking at Apple, so Apple is in a nice bull channel. We are getting close to testing the support. So tomorrow's support will be right here at 148.2, but key support is right here at 149.3 where we closed. Key resistance will be right here at 151, and then followed by 152.3. Something to keep in mind is that even this morning when SPY was making its huge green move, Apple didn't really participate. Like if you look at its chart this morning, you can see that this was when SPY started ripping really good. It really didn't make a very big move up. And then even before SPY started dumping like it did, Apple was already selling off. And then the market started really dropping. And Apple never really recovered. So I'm thinking that people think that Apple might miss, actually. I don't really know what I think for sure. I feel like Apple might beat on this one and miss on next one, but there is a chance that it surprises us and it misses. Tesla. So Tesla's kind of crazy chart here. So we broke out of the diamond pattern right here. So we finally got rid of that. So that showed me that we were going to see some upside, and we had held this 219.3 support, which was also the daily 8 EMA. So now we're in this massive rising wedge. So we're in this bigger rising wedge right here, but we're also in this narrow rising wedge. So unless we open over 225.8 tomorrow, we're going to break that support, and I'm going to be looking for a retracement. Overall, I would say that I want to be bullish on Tesla just because it's been beaten down so crazily, but it's kind of been in this pattern of 205 to 225. So what I'm thinking here is that we are going to have what we did here, and then we're going to kind of see a downside move. So I'm actually looking for Tesla to come back down to 219 to 215 tomorrow. That's kind of my target for that. However, if we break over 225 and we close over 225, especially if we can somehow maintain this rising wedge here, then I'm actually going to be more bullish for Tesla despite what the rest of the market's doing. So then we have the VIX. The VIX is an interesting one today. So even though SPY sold off and had about a 2% intraday drop, you can see the VIX dropped really hard. The only really explanation I can think of is that everybody that had their puts that were out of the money and that they loaded up after CPI finally realized that's not happening, and they finally bought into this the FOMC softening, pausing, or not pausing, but slowing rate hikes narrative, and then they finally today and yesterday just unwound their puts. However, I don't know. I mean, there's also the case that just before FOMC next week, they want to see the VIX down lower in the 24 to 28 range. That's also a very possible thing. Because obviously this was last FOMC, right? Or what day was FOMC? Let me see here. It was the 21st. So on the 21st, right here, you can see where the VIX was. So it's possible they just want the VIX lower going into earnings or into FOMC next week. I'm not really sure. So the interesting thing of the day is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been on a really nice 2-day big move up. And interestingly enough, it closed outside of 20.3 for the first time since September. And this is only the fourth time in the last 2 months now that it's closed over that level. This was a massive range. So we're going to look and see what we do right here at 21.5. Bitcoin is actually pretty bullish, and it's going to test its 100 EMA here for the first time since April. So that's a big test. This is a big rejection zone right here, and if we see crypto reject and SPY start dumping, that could signal the next leg down. But I'm watching crypto closely right now. All right, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated. I am providing my Discord link right here. That's the lifetime link. If it doesn't work, go ahead and send me a message and I will get you a new link. I do have a pre-market update I do every day where I update with supports and resistances and different scenarios that might play out through the day. I also do a live commentary throughout the day with updates and changes, and I do push out buy and sell alerts on SPY and other tickers that I'm trading at the time. Currently, membership is $20 per month or $228 per year. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok under SPY Optionaire, or Reddit under Daddy Dirsch.